The Pink Panthers were one of the most famous and successful jewel-stealing groups in modern history. They were not a movie gang or a fictional story, but a real group of criminals who shocked the world with their daring robberies. From around the year 2000 onward, they carried out hundreds of jewel heists across Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. Their crimes were so clever, fast, and dramatic that many people compared them to scenes from Hollywood films. Even police officers admitted that they were dealing with a very unusual group of thieves. The name Pink Panthers was not chosen by the gang themselves. It was given by Interpol, the international police organization. The name came from a famous crime in which a diamond was hidden inside a jar of face cream, similar to a trick used in the classic movie The Pink Panther. After that, the name stuck, and the media around the world began calling them the Pink Panthers. Over time, the name became a symbol of smart, bold, and almost unbelievable jewel thefts. Most members of the Pink Panthers came from the Balkan region, especially from countries like Serbia, Montenegro, Bosnia, and Croatia. Many of them grew up during the violent wars of the 1990s in the former Yugoslavia. These wars destroyed normal life for many families. Schools, jobs, and stability disappeared. Some young men learned how to survive in dangerous conditions, handling weapons and planning risky operations. After the wars ended, some of these skills were sadly used for crime instead of peace. The gang did not work like traditional criminals. They did not control territories or sell drugs on the streets. Instead, they focused on high-value targets such as luxury jewelry stores. Their goal was simple: steal diamonds, rubies, emeralds, and expensive watches worth millions of dollars. Then they would disappear before the police could react. Many robberies lasted less than 2 minutes, and sometimes even less than 1 minute. One of the most important things about the Pink Panthers was their organization. They worked in small teams. Each member had a role. Some studied the target for weeks or months. Others handled cars, weapons, or disguises. There were planners, drivers, and men who entered the store. This structure made them very effective and hard to catch. Even if one team was arrested, other teams could continue operating. Around the year 2000, the Pink Panthers began to attract attention. One early and famous robbery happened in London in 2003 at Graf Diamonds, one of the most expensive jewelry stores in the world. The thieves entered the store pretending to be rich customers. Suddenly, they pulled out a gun, smashed display cases, and grabbed diamonds worth about £23 million. The robbery was over in minutes. By the time police arrived, the thieves were gone. Another shocking robbery took place in Paris in 2008 at the famous Harry Winston jewelry store. The thieves wore elegant clothes and even dressed as women to confuse witnesses. They calmly walked into the store, threatened staff, and stole jewels worth more than 80 million euros. It was one of the biggest jewelry robberies in French history. The police were embarrassed and shocked by how easily the thieves escaped. The Pink Panthers were known for their creativity. In some robberies, they used stolen cars to crash through store windows. In others, they pretended to be customers or tourists. Sometimes they used hand grenades or guns, not always to hurt people, but to scare everyone and create chaos. Their goal was speed and fear, not violence. In most cases, no one was seriously injured. They also planned their escape routes very carefully. Cars were often stolen just hours before a robbery and then burned afterward to destroy evidence. Sometimes they switched cars several times. Other times they escaped on motorcycles or even bicycles. In some cases, they crossed borders within hours, making it very hard for national police forces to follow them. Another reason the Pink Panthers became legendary was the sheer number of robberies. Interpol believes that the network was responsible for more than 300 robberies in over 20 countries. The total value of stolen jewels is estimated at more than $500 million. Some experts believe the real number is even higher, because not all crimes were officially linked to the gang. Despite their success, the Pink Panthers were not invisible. Over time, police forces across Europe began to share information more closely. Interpol created special teams to track them. Surveillance cameras, phone records, and informants slowly helped police understand how the network worked. Step by step, some members were identified and arrested. One important arrest happened in 2012, when several key members were caught and put on trial in different countries. Some were sentenced to long prison terms. However, even arrests sometimes looked like movie scenes. In one famous case, a Pink Panther member escaped from prison by climbing down a rope made from bed sheets. This only added to their legend. The public reaction to the Pink Panthers was mixed. On one hand, they were criminals who caused fear and huge financial losses. On the other hand, some people saw them as modern-day Robin Hood figures or anti-heroes. Movies, books, and documentaries were made about them. Journalists wrote stories that focused more on their cleverness than on the damage they caused. This romantic image worried many police officers who did not want crime to look glamorous. In reality, the life of a Pink Panther was not easy or safe. Many members spent years in prison. Some were killed during violent confrontations. Others lived in constant fear of betrayal or arrest. The stolen jewels often brought money, but also danger. Trust inside the group was limited, and betrayal was always a risk. By the late 2010s, the power of the Pink Panthers had weakened. Better security systems, improved international cooperation, and modern technology made jewel robberies harder. Many experienced members were in prison, and new criminals could not easily replace them. While some robberies still happened, the golden age of the Pink Panthers was mostly over. Today, the Pink Panthers are remembered as one of the most remarkable crime networks in history. They changed how police think about organized crime. They showed that small mobile teams could challenge even the best protected luxury brands. At the same time, their story is also a warning. It shows how war, poverty, and lack of opportunity can push people toward crime, and how intelligence and courage can be used for destruction instead of creation. The story of the Pink Panthers is not just about stolen diamonds. It is about history, conflict, survival, and choice. It reminds us that behind every legend, there are real people, real victims, and real consequences. While their crimes may seem exciting in stories, the truth is that crime always leaves damage behind. In the end, the Pink Panthers were not heroes, but skilled criminals whose actions will be remembered for both their brilliance and their cost to society.